Lexus decided a few years ago to squash its stodgy reputation by going on an intense styling crusade that spanned across its entire lineup. The end result, though, particularly in relation to their SUVs, at times crossed the line from avant-garde to overstyled. But this time around, Lexus got it right and created an elegant yet striking sports coupe that feels as sharp as it looks. But before I dive into the driving details, let's take a closer look at the interior. There's not a hard surface to be found, and the asymmetrical dash layout really gives it a driver-focused feel. But like most beautiful objects, living with it can be kind of a pain in the at least when it comes to infotainment. This laptop-style touchpad is nearly impossible to get right while the vehicle is in motion, and the interface requires sifting through multiple menus just to access basic functions like the heated seat controls. But this is a driver's car, so let's go driving. As the wheels begin to spin, it becomes immediately evident that the LC is something special. The steering, well, not quite as raw as something like a 911, is still plenty responsive, and the brakes actually border on Porsche-esque. The all-new chassis, composed of high-strength steel, aluminum, and carbon composites, combined with an electronically controlled suspension, gives the Lexus LC this incredibly planted feel in corners and at high speeds. In fact, this is the first Lexus I've driven that has the composure of a high-end German Grand Tour when traveling, at excessive highway speeds. Pitch it hard into a corner, there's very little body roll, hit some bumps, it's still pretty smooth. The cabin is also eerily quiet, even by Lexus standards, until you do this. Flat out, the LC 500 and 500H can dash from 0 to 60 in 4.4 and 4.7 seconds respectively, thanks to the 500's front mid-mounted naturally aspirated V8 that puts out 471 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque, and the hybrid's battery-assisted 3.5-liter V6 good for 354 net horses. Routing powers to the rear wheels through the V8 is Lexus's first ever 10-speed automatic, which can click off gear changes with the expediency of a dual clutch, though there is a slight communication delay between the paddle shifters and gearbox. Yes, the hybrid employs a CVT, but before you go and completely write it off, I gotta say, the LC's is pretty unique. Thanks to what is essentially a 4-speed differential, the CVT behaves just like the conventional 10-speed. Swap gears, and you can even detect a hint of shift shock. It's pretty neat. The two rear seats are pretty much useless for anyone but small kids, but the front seats are supremely comfortable. There are practically no pressure points, and they do a great job of holding you in through corners. Though because they hold you so well in corners, if you're horizontally challenged, you might find them to be a bit restrictive. With a starting price of just under $100,000 for the LC 500 and only a few thousand more for the LC 500H hybrid, Lexus's high-end Grand Tourer splits the gap between entry-level models of the BMW 650i and Porsche Panamera and more expensive Mercedes-Benz S550 Coupe and BMW i8. Although base models come well equipped with goodies like heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, navigation, a glass panel roof, and a 12-speaker audio system by Pioneer, you can add in things like a carbon fiber roof panel, 21-inch wheels that replace the standard 20s, a full-color head-up display, a speed-activated rear wing, and rear-wheel steering. Distilled down to its essence, the LC is the most beautiful, most exciting product to come out of Lexus since, well, that thing.